Hello and welcome to Middle-Aged Geek Girl. I'm Sally. Today's video is showing you my completed colouring book pages for the month of May. And also at the end of the video will be your submissions for my hashtag event MAGGSY50_May, which the theme was anything goes. And I use this opportunity to try and work on books I haven't used for quite a while, and ones I would like to get finished, if not this year, definitely early next year. So a lot of it is colour by number or that type of theme, and I think these four are the only ones that weren't colour by number. Oh, and the very last one, because it's a sweary one, so we'll leave that till last, of course. So we'll start off with the books as they are in the pile. So this first one I haven't actually shown on the channel before. It is called Kawaii Kitties Colouring, and I picked it up from Kmart in Australia, and because I have been buying so little books, I haven't been doing any haul videos. The page I did was this one here, and I used alcohol markers because it had nice thick line work on it, and I just tried to do a rainbow of colours. So I just went for blues, greens, I think some yellows and pinks. And what I like about this book, it is single-sided. The back side has like a repeating pattern. There's a little cat bum if you can see it there. But yeah, I'm quite happy with that. It was just simple. Pick a colour, pick a cat and colour it in. So yeah, it is nice and colourful. Next book, I did 3 in this one. And this is one of the books I would like to, if not finish this year, definitely next year. I didn't make it 10 books to finish this year, but I really need to do that because I've got so many books that are like partially done that I could get finished easily. And the concept of this book is basically has some parts that are already glitter on it, so when you paint over it, or colour over it I should say, it shows up as glittery. I'm not quite sure. Oh yeah, I can sort of see it reflecting a little bit in the light. But this, I did this owl, and what did I use? I think I used alcohol markers. Yep, I used alcohol markers. The weird thing with this book, it really smells, and it doesn't smell until you put the marker on it. Next is this goat. Again, it's very smelly. It's really, I'm not sure why it has that effect, but it does smell quite strong. But I like this one. I thought it was cool. I thought all goats look evil because of the weird way their eyes go. So I, yeah, gave him a little bit of satanic eyes and satanic horns. And the last one I did, could have been done when I did my Egyptian month, my Egyptian theme month, was this scarab, and I tried to stick to blues and yellows, and yeah, quite happy with the result on this one as well. And again, it would be alcohol markers I used. So they were the 3 from a glitter colouring book. Next, a book I have forgotten about, which is a bit sad because I really do love this book. Unfortunately, when you have a few books, and I don't have that many in comparison to a lot of people, but books can still get lost in the pile, especially when there's smaller ones like this. But I found my Far Out Space Adventure colouring book again, and I just did the 1 page with it. Now, if you're not familiar with this book, or if it's been a while since you've seen this book also, it's designed, as you can see here on this page, it's designed so that when you colour it in with alcohol marker, it will bleed through to the reverse page, so you get sort of 2 pictures in one. So I did this one, and where I did fluorescent sort of yellow parts, it's black on the background, as you can see there. And so that's how it looks in reverse. So I still really do love the concept of this book. I'm going to have to try and remember to keep it on top of the pile because it is so small and can get lost in the crowd. But yeah, I do love how it works, and that's the 1 page I did from a Far Out Space Adventure. Then I went to another smallish one that got lost in the in the bigger pile of books, because again, these little square ones, I'm going to have to remember to keep them on top. But it's the Relax and Colour Inverted Mandala. And I did this one, and I used various glitter pens. So I've got glitter pens from all different companies, like cheap ones, more expensive ones, whatever. So I just picked them up and just used it as I pleased. So it should be a little bit sparkly. But yeah, happy with the results on that one. And this one I used gel pens, the same thing. I've got gel pens from all different sources, cheap, expensive, but yeah, I just picked up. These are the more neon-y based ones I used, I think. And I mean, I really love the blue and green on the outside. I mean, I love it all, but the blue and green, well, the green in particular really pops. Love that. That's a really nice fluorescent green gel pen. So that were the two I did from Relax and Colour. And another square one that's got lost in the pile of stuff. And this is one I was actually hoping to finish very soon. It's the 50 famous cartoon characters, which of course are done by Spirals. So yeah, you might be seeing this one or some of these a bit more each month because I really want to get them finished. So this is the first one I did, and I used the Staedtler Tri Plus fine liners to do, and this of course is Steven Universe. I know the character, I've seen the image around, but I've actually never watched Steven Universe. So if you have watched Steven Universe, let me know if it's worth giving it a go. This one took me so long to work out what it was sometimes you can work out what the image is just before you've even started colouring it, and this one I was looking at it going, what the hell is it? And even when I had started it, I hadn't worked it out. But of course, it's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. If I hadn't known that, I probably could have tried to colour each one according to their colours, but I think that would probably get a little bit too confusing. But yeah, there are your... Now, remembering I'm from the original era of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, so if I can remember, it's Michelangelo, Leonardo, Raphael, and oh my goodness, who's the fourth one?
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Donatello. There we go. Of course, when I edit, I'm going to be editing all of my thinking time out. So it sounds like I have just rolled them off my tongue like I remember. But I used to love watching the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And this one, I knew who it was before I coloured it in, so I skipped a few pages to come over to do it. And of course, it's Cartman from South Park. I am a South Park tragic. I absolutely love South Park and their humour, as crass and as confrontational as it can be sometimes. I am a massive South Park fan. So when I saw this one and saw it was Cartman, instantly I had to do it. So they were the three I did from famous cartoon characters. So before I move on to the last 4 books, thank you for watching so far. If this is your first time, please consider subscribing to my channel and hitting that like button and also the notification bell so you're up to date with when I've released my latest video. So moving on, I have completed 3 from the Stone Mosaics book 1. Now this was one of those books I was absolutely sure I was going to have finished by now, but I sort of went off my colour by numbers for a while, not because I didn't want to do them. I was trying to just advance a bit more in straight colouring, normal colouring, plain colouring. I don't know what you would call it when it's not colour by number, just colouring I suppose. But I thought it's time to get back into these books and try to get them finished. So this one, as I said, I did 3 pages and they're all done with Crayola Super Tips. So you've got this very bright and colourful scene of a hot air balloon. And you've got a sea turtle with a very bright shell. And of course you've got, now I'm thinking this one is a bird. I don't know, you know, or is it meant to go that way? This one, no, it is meant to go that way according to the way the numbers go. I think it's meant to be a parrot. I don't know. This one had me confused even after I coloured it in. I cannot quite work out what it's meant to be. Is it a bird? Yeah, is it a parrot? Let me know in the comments what you see it as, because I am totally confused because of the way it's got all of this blue here. I know that's meant to be an eye, I'm pretty sure, and that's a beak, maybe? Or if I'm completely not seeing what it is, let me know what you see. But this is the way it's meant to be shown because the numbers are facing this way. But they are the three I have done from the stone mosaics. Now we'll move on to my favourite type of books, which I haven't worked on for a while, as I said, but I do love these style of books. The cross-stitch style vintage tattoo design one in this book. Now I'm hoping to definitely have this finished by the end of this year. You don't get as many pages in these ones, and that's fine because it's premium pages, and I just love them anyway. So these ones I use water-based markers to do, and it's just whatever water-based markers I have lying around at the time. So we've got Love Hurts, and I love the teal background on this one. Deviled Egg, so cute. And Finding My Way. Now looking here, I can see some bleed through, so I used some Sharpies. So I used water-based markers and Sharpies on these ones this time, but it's fine. It bleeds through a little bit there. I always have a backing sheet anyway, but it looks really good, like it doesn't bleed through on the page you're colouring. The only issue I have with these books, I do love them, as I've said many times, is the symbols can be slightly too small, so you have to really pay attention with your symbols when you're colouring in. But that's why you have your reference picture here, and it's really helpful, because if you're not quite sure where to put the colour, you can always check your reference picture. So they were the three I've done from here. Now I don't think I've got too many pages left to go that I hopefully will get this finished. I've only got 3 pages to go, so I may get this finished by the end of the year. Chances are I also put it back on the pile and completely forget about it, because it is me and the way my mind works we're talking about here, so anything is possible. And we've got, this is also a new purchase, but I didn't show it because, as I said, not really doing haul videos because I'm getting so few books. I think in the past 6 months, because it's June while I'm filming this, there might have been 3 or 4 books I've bought, so there's no point hauling them. But this is a new one by Sash and Sash Diva, and it's 50 Arabic patterns colour by number. And I did 3 in this one as well. And what I like with this one, although it's got all of the 21 colours that they use listed, it highlights just the colours that you're going to need for this particular pattern. And I used alcohol markers on this, and I really like these patterns. They're nice, simple thing to do if you just want to relax in front of the television and just, sort of mindless colouring, which is, I suppose we're supposed to be doing mindful colouring, but I find this a bit of mindless colouring, which is just as good. And yeah, they came out really well with the alcohol markers. I really, really do love the way they've turned out. Now, they're not all this type of pattern either. These are just the 3, like I'm starting from the back and moving forward, because if you're using alcohol marker, you're going to lose your detail on this page, so sometimes it's better to work backwards on these type of books. But just to quickly show you that they are, not all necessarily that type of pattern, because there you've got like windows, there you've got a slightly just to the side. I think I saw some with which of course now I'm not going to find them, now that I told you they're not all repeating patterns like that. I'm not going to find any of the ones I meant. There you go, there's an example, different again. There's one, and there's another one. So yeah, there are a number of the repeating patterns, but there are, I did see one with one of the coffee cups. No, there we go, coffee pots. So that sort of thing. So yeah, I really think this book is quite good. So maybe it's something for you to check out if you haven't seen it already. So the next and the last one is from the Sweary Motivational Quote Book. I'll quickly show it, so look away now if you don't like the swearing. But this one's from Kawaii, and I'm so happy they brought out a sweary book. And it says, "No one can steal your thunder when you are the storm." So true. So I believe I used just some water-based markers on this one. And yeah, I really love this book. It's right up my alley. It's got nice inspirational quotes, but with the swearing in it. If you throw in a swear word into that, I will definitely be on board with an inspirational quote. So I'm really happy that Kawaii brought this book out. So that was the last page from me. I did 20 pages this month. Granted, a lot of them were easier colour by number, colour by swirl things. So I'd like to thank you all for watching. It is truly appreciated. Stay tuned for the submissions from all of you guys for my hashtag event, M.A.G.G to 50 May, theme again being anything goes. And if you're interested in participating, the June theme is pride and inclusion. So again, it's open to all crafts, not just colouring. So if you take a photo, pop it on Instagram, make sure to tag me at Mag Designs 13. So leave a comment down below what you thought of these pages. Did you have a favourite? I love to hear from you, and I always respond. If you are interested in supporting the channel further, I do have a Ko-fi and a Patreon account set up, and the details are up here on screen. But that will do it for me this video, so stay safe, stay weird, and I'll catch you in the next one. And now for the entries submitted by you for M.A.G.G to 50 May.